Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Campus. We are here in our third year, well the end of our third year, in Cheesy Heap, Delta-Rye, the third level of the Space Academy DLC. We haven't done so well, we're just going to jump straight to our overview. You will see that 3 have failed, 15 have graduated and 46 are continuing to the next year. Our average exam results have gone up and our pass rate is decent. We also won 2 awards this year, which is really good considering we've had 2 years of nothing really. Now we're just going to claim this best teacher award. Yeah, we won it 30 times. I've already done that. So we have a student who's very unhappy and refusing to pay their fees, but right now one thing that we really need to focus on is sorting out this campus. So before I started this episode, we'd got to campus level 14 and unlocked this plot here. Now, what I want to do is try and make it more difficult for our students to get attacked by invaders and infected by those space rocks. So our students will come into the campus from this area here where those shuttles land and this area at the moment where these shuttles land. You also need to be aware that there is another couple on this side, and in this corner here there's some more, I think. Although it doesn't look like we can actually buy shuttles on that side, so the final side might well be this one here. So what I want to do is create a bit of a ring to what we've got so far. We also do need to find a place where we're going to be able to funnel those meteors, so they only fall on plots that you've unlocked. So I'd like to have an outdoor space around the back here that allows our janitors to get out and mine the space rocks, because we may still get some that are really useful to us, like selling for extra bits of cash. The other thing we need to be aware of is that we still have a loan hanging over our heads here that we need to pay off, but we do have 2 smaller loans that we can take out to facilitate this next wave of expansion. As the only stuff I've upgraded are these 2 medical rooms, I'm actually going to sell everything here. All of our buildings are going to get sold. For the new term, we will have more students on the campus. I think we'll get another 30 people coming in. I can adjust that. If I want to get up to 34, I can do that. So let's actually just do that right now before we do this redevelopment. So if I jump that up to 17... I am taking on students below my threshold at the moment, so that's good because that gives us more of an opportunity to expand and get everything that we need in place. So 34 students will take us up to 80 students on campus, which is what we need. We also need to generate some research points and improve the grades of our students. So let's dive in ahead and we will get this redevelopment done and I will update you at the end of it. Alright, welcome back. We have done a huge redevelopment here, and as you can see we now have one continuous building that loops all the way around this large crater. We have had to put some outside stuff in, so I have left a little bit of space here and at the back here. This is probably where the meteors are going to fall, but as you can see, as our students come off this ramp, they have 2 entrances here, and coming off this ramp, they've got an entrance here and then an entrance further around. We have 1 shower cubicle over here, so we're going to need to duplicate that and put it in somewhere over this side as well, but basically these sides mirror each other. The only differences come in where we have our student union, our student lounge, our staff room and our library here. We have another staff room over here, but all of our educational establishment stuff is in, including private tuition, pastoral support and a medical centre on the other side here as well as 2 toilet blocks. But we are lacking a shower. Obviously, a lot of the rooms here only have their basic stuff in. I have managed to get the main course rooms, including all of their things that are needed to upgrade students. The only stuff that's suffering at the moment is the science lab and the computer lab. But we will work through those as the years go on. I just think now we can finally start turning a profit, keeping our students happy, and allowing them to grow as students as well. The other thing that we are missing is the book club, which we will have to restart when we are able to make a little bit more money. So let's start our new year. We have hit all of our goals here, and there we go. We have 80 students on campus. Oh god, that blast off. There we go. And we'll already have a few student requests coming in, I would imagine. But as you can see here, our student assigned is up to 20 in each dormitory by the looks of things. And I think that should be okay for us for the year. 20, 20, and 20. So that's good. That keeps everybody happy. and it will allow us to continue to expand stuff. So we got queues at our private tuition rooms already, but other than that, we're looking pretty good, and we can start pushing those grades a little bit more. 1 of 3 students have completed private tuition. Let's see where these space rocks fall. So you can see there's some down here that could fall there and over here as well. As long as they fall in a decent location, I'm hoping they'll fall here, because no students are going to go there. That's mainly going to be where our, oh of course, 1 fell there and 3 fell here, which means all of our students that are walking past this area are going to need medical care. So the other option would be to completely seal this up. That would really help us, and I may do that at the end of the next cycle, but all that's left to do really is jump ahead to the end of this year, and we'll do a little bit of an update then, because what we need to do really is get our research stuff in place as soon as possible for this year. So I will see you at the end of this one. Alright, so we are just at the end of this academic year, and it's I think we have turned a corner. I think we've done a much better job of getting things under control. Certainly moving everything into one large building has kind of worked. So we have 1 failed this year, 99% pass rate with 16 graduates and 63 continuing. The average exam results have gone up a little bit, but we've done pretty well on everything else and picked up quite a few awards this year. We also have a Queen of Clubs award there that I just picked up beforehand. Somebody is a little bit lost, confused by a long and complicated journey apparently, but I don't see why. I then built a little corridor coming around here, so now there's like 2 areas. Here we can get some meteors, here we can get some, and then along this pathway I've seen a couple, but they are kind of starting to get concentrated down here, which is really good. Generally, the health of the students has started to improve a little bit, and we are slowly resolving the pastoral issues that we've been kind of beset with. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. They really don't understand what's going on. I'm not sure where they're trying to get to. They're kind of like just mazily moving around by the looks of things. Anyway, we're going to start our new year and just dive straight through to the end of this one. As you can see, we've mined our 25 space rocks. Students on campus should be fine. We're generating research points at the moment. It's just stalled because we're at the end of the year, and our grades are starting to stabilize a little bit too. So let's start our brand new year. We're not going to upgrade the courses. We're just going to continue trying to make some money. 99 students on campus, and things are looking pretty good. Our average grade has gone up to a B, and we just need to continue going on. So I will no doubt see you midway through this year probably, because that's when we'll complete this 2-star objectives. And the main aim for this year is to get our training up and running, and then I think what I might do is do a complete staff overhaul where we fire any of our staff that have negative traits and hire some new ones. Now there's a couple of buildings here that I'm looking to get. I'm going to grab this one here that involves us curing 15 medical issues. Then we'll pick up plot 2, which is just a simple cost one, and maybe plot 3 as well. But I'm also looking down towards this area too, where we can continue to expand. Potentially plot 9, which requires us to take $1 million spend. If we take on all of these that have objectives linked to them, we can just continue. I probably should have taken them on earlier on in the level, and then I could have definitely completed both of those in the time it's taken me to get to this point. Anyway, let's jump on through, and I will see you at the end of the next year. Alright then, things are definitely looking up. Our average grade is just underneath a B+. It did tick over to that and then dropped straight back down, so we do need to be aware of that one. Our research points will be done after, not this research project, but the one after it. We're coming to the end of the year though, so we're going to see what awards we've won. There have been a couple of issues with expanding to such a large building. Our janitors seem to be having pathing issues, so they can't seem to figure out how to get to these areas to repair them, which has meant that this room in particular, this living room, has had a couple of failures, which has led to us not being able to complete sessions in them. But nonetheless, 100% pass rate for the first time in this level, I think. 30 graduates, 69 continue, and an average exam result of 74%. 3 awards this year, not bad, but also not great. We also took on the next 2 shuttles, so we can get that done very quickly, and that allows us to bring in 52 applicants, but we're only taking on 50 this year. Once again, I'm keeping my numbers lower than they should be, but we are ready to begin our new year, so we're just going to kick that off. Oh wait, no, I need a new couple of new rooms, so we do have the money to duplicate and just place down some of them. And I'm going to start by just putting these right in the middle here. So we'll put the new crematorium here. And then we'll grab the living room here and we'll pop the new one of those down on this side so the door's facing the other way. That gets them in, and a new lecture theatre is also required, so we'll just duplicate this one and we're going to pop this one down here. We will put it here actually, and then we can move the bookworm to around about there, and that's good. That just gets rid of a radiator, but that's okay because we've got ones in there. Right, let's crack on and see what we get this time around. Up to 119 in the campus, and we just have a few more research points to generate, so we'll skip ahead until that's about to complete and I will update you all then. But I think we may need to do another little bit of tweaking. We have also unlocked this plot of land down here and another one just behind the campus here, so we'll have a little look at that. And for some strange reason we've got people coming out this way already with pastoral issues, which is rather frustrating, but let's jump ahead to getting closer to completing these research points. Alright, so as you can see, the research points is just about done, but our average grade has dropped significantly, and that's because a lot of the new students have suddenly set themselves on a path to failure and they're not doing so well. So lots of private tuition to happen, and we have scheduled a bunch of sci-fi films in our new lecture theatre. As you can see, we're continuing to generate research points, but we just need to get that average grade up, which should hopefully happen after these 8 classes have completed, and that should be a big step forward. I think what I'm going to need to do is destroy these buildings again and do a big redevelopment as we approach our 3-star objectives, because this issue with pathing and stuff just hasn't solved itself, and I think it's because I've not left any space on either side of these plots, and it's confusing the pathing system that is coded into the janitors and stuff. So I'm having to force a lot of repairs happening on these items here as they just run out of steam very quickly. Like over here, this social simulator, we need to get that repaired immediately because classes are going on in there, and we've missed that out a few times. But our average grade is now at B, so hopefully that'll stabilize very quickly. We've got one more invader to finish off, and then we can continue chopping away at these things. The invaders are a problem. I need to find a way to deal with them, probably by training up my janitors as much as I possibly can. And I think as well, what I might do is I might get rid of all my teachers and start looking for some that are perfect traded, basically. That will take a lot of time though, so we'll just have a quick look here. We've got a couple that we could do with just hiring, but they have bad traits, and I'm not quite sure yet how traits impact your teaching abilities, but you can see here we've dropped down to a C+. Again, lots of people at risk of failing and sitting on an F grade. It's not good. It's not good at all, but it's because of that invasion that all of them have dropped. So it really puts us in a bit of a difficult position. Getting rid of invaders then should be our #1 priority. So perhaps training the current janitors that we have is a good idea. We're going to get on another research project. It's going to be the cheese refiner again, just to get that topped out and give us the ability to upgrade those machines as much as possible. But if we can brute force this up now that the invaders have gone, let's just hire a few more janitors who are trained in security, regardless of their position. We just need more security trained janitors, basically, and that should help us keep on top of things when we get invaders. I'm also going to bring in another janitor who's trained in mining to help us get rid of those space rocks quickly. And then we'll have another little look, see if we can bring in some for maintenance. There's another security, we will bring them in. Just have them work in security. So we've got 6 security janitors. That should deal with things very quickly. The grades have stabilised as people are going to pastoral care and dealing with the issues that the invaders cause. Medical is not doing too badly. Since we kind of moved into a big building type situation, there's not a lot that's happening to injure our students. They're not dealing with those infested space rocks as much, so that's really good. But it is an issue with these invaders. There's nothing we can do. They come in at high speed, they leg it into the nearest room, and anyone they kind of come into contact with gets a bit of a negative trait or negative like effect placed on them when they come in. Not much we can do about it, we just need our janitors to get to that very quickly. So if this was kind of like a longer thing and I was going to put a lot more time into it, we'd look to get them done in like aerodynamics and stuff to get those janitors trained up so they can move from A to B in the campus very quickly. We'd also maybe try and create some choke points using corridors and stuff, but for how quickly those invaders move, it's not really worth the effort considering the amount of like space you need to take up to cause that sort of stuff. But what I'm thinking is we could have just one singular entrance for the campus itself that then goes through into a new area, and that would hopefully slow down those invaders running from A to B, and then it would be a large building that kind of encircles the whole thing where the students would mainly be confined to, but we could then put outdoor spaces in between each building, if you understand what I'm trying to say here. So there'd be internal corridors and external kind of outdoors spaces like this, but it would actually link between two doors. And then we'd have a little bit more of a choke point for those invaders to come in and deal with. But as you can see here, we've got a couple of outdoor things that are still getting those infested space rocks nearby, so that is a bit of an issue. But it's looking like we're about to hit our 2-star objectives, forgetting that there's still another set after this. I wonder what they are. Hopefully it's got nothing to do with getting our grades up, because they aren't doing too well, although these courses I imagine are pretty difficult. What I'll probably do after these objectives though, we'll just pause mid-year, we'll maybe take out all of the loans we can, and again we'll probably have to destroy everything and just do a nice little soft reset of the whole campus, just with a little bit more experience and knowledge of the map and a few more plots unlocked, just to give us a little bit more of a better chance to expand and make this a lot better. We'll unlock that plot there, just to give us some more space down on this side, and we'll also unlock that one considering that we do have the funds to do so. Then this one could be the next option for us. Only $50,000 for that plot, and that gives us a nice big square that we can build into. For now I'm pretty happy with that, and we just need these grades to tick up a little bit more. As I've said, I've scheduled in a load of sci-fi events. We've got the book club going strong. Time tourism club is in there as well to hopefully keep our students happy. But we may need to consider the orb club, or potentially something to do with the power nap club. Any of the other 3 clubs we could look at as a benefit, but financial is probably going to be the major one that we go for. At the moment we can only have 52 students per year on campus, but we're set pretty low with only 47 being accepted, and there we have it. We've got our average B grade and we've unlocked the space pet. So what do we need? A+ grade humanities students need to graduate. We need a campus level of 30, we need to remove 25 invaders and earn $1 million from crematorium classes. That was a good start, we've already earned some there, and the space pet has been requested. Alright, so we're at the end of this year and it's awards ceremony time. We've got $304,000 banked, ready for some redevelopment. We only need to build another lecture theatre this year, so that's really good, but it is definitely time for a redevelopment. You can see all of these issues where we've got repairs needing done, we've got people struggling to find pathing and stuff like that, so it's just been a bit of a nightmare towards the end of this year. 1 student failed, we had 33 graduates and 85 continuing. Let's just have a quick look at where that leaves us with our objectives. We didn't actually have any A+ grade humanities students graduate, which is not good. Our campus level is at 23 of 30. What I am going to do then, before I'm going to upgrade my humanities course right the way up, and then we can start thinking about next year. You can see right here our shuttle capacity is not good, so we are going to spend a little bit of money unlocking another shuttle pod. If I do that, that should come in. That allows us to get 59 of 61 students, and then we'll just drop down a couple of students on the intake right there. So that puts us at 59 of 59. It actually looks like I can upgrade the other course, so I'll do that as well. And again, that puts us in a little bit of a detriment in terms of that. So I'm going to knock another couple of students off there, and that leaves us with 2 more to knock off. We'll just take another 2 off cheesemongery. Okay, so that leaves us at 59 of 59. Right, it's time to redevelop. I've made a couple of new blueprints, mainly for pastoral care and the medical office. You can see here we have 2 level 5 prestige item rooms here with a 7% medical power and a plus 19% pastoral power. So that's going to help us out immensely. I'll probably design some new dormitories and stuff as well, because I think these ones are getting a bit tired. If you do want to see any of these designs and stuff, I think I could do a couple of videos that are just little short ones where we actually design these rooms and things like that, so you can see some of the blueprints and stuff in action. But for now, I will get this redevelopment done because we have a lot of work to do. You can see here students struggling to find pathing and stuff, so there's lots that we need to do. So we are at the end of year 10. That's right, I've jumped forward a few years because there was a lot that I needed to do and there was a lot of trial and error. We have settled on a layout, as you can see here, where there's a nice big path going around with plenty of space for outdoor stuff, and we've managed to fit all of our campus into one huge building with several entrances and exits for students coming off the shuttles. It's looking really good. Lots of entrances, lots of exits, lots of movement, free movement with a lot of space in the campus itself. So yeah, we've had a couple of pastoral issues that we're just dealing with from some invasions that have happened, but everything is looking a lot better towards the end of this year, and I can get back on track with kind of like yearly updates. Let's see what awards we've won. Very good year again. 50 graduates, 130 continue, no failures, dropouts or expulsions, and everything's looking pretty good. We do need to put in a new living room and a new lecture theatre, but we can do that pretty easily. So I'll just duplicate one of our lecture theatres here. We'll find a space for that. Now I don't want to I want to try and avoid creating any unfortunate corridors and stuff, so we can just slide this lecture theatre in here. That looks pretty good. And that does just get rid of a couple of items, but it's not too much of a problem. And then our living room we'll duplicate and we'll pop that down in the middle here, which does kind of create some smaller corridors. In fact, actually we can put it, no, I think here's going to be a good place for it. We'll drop it there. We don't get any large corridors, but I will move this Meat Wizard vending machine just to here. We didn't get any A+ graduates from the humanities course, but that's because when we did the whole redevelopment, we actually just destroyed everything. So we've had to spend the year upgrading and getting everything back up to a good kind of standard again. And hopefully when we start a new year, we can then continue upgrading the students that we currently have to be able to get everything kind of done. So I'll see you at the end of year 11. Okay, we're coming to the end of year 11, and as you can see, I have a lot of humanities students here that are on an A grade, but that's not what we're looking for. We need an A+. That said, this shows progression. We're doing very well. If we can get graduates here at the end of this year, they may increase their assessment level towards the end of this year, but I don't think that's going to happen. You can see a lot of them are doing kind of like individual assessments right now that could just push their grades over into the A+ for the end of this year. But that remains to be seen. We have built a new little building here, and I'm starting to move my staff buildings into this one here. That's allowed us to move this humanities room into this section here. I do have a little bit of expanding to do, but this year we were very unlucky with the meteors that we got. We had 5 or maybe even 6 meteor storms, and every single one of them was infested. So that has impacted our students' ability to learn this year. If we have a look at our campus overview, you can see we've got 54 medical issues, and that's not great, but we're not doing too bad. We have a 1 to 6.5 teacher to student ratio, which means that our teachers, provided they're fully trained, are going to be giving the best possible education to our students once we get these medical issues covered. We didn't get any. Let's see what awards we've won anyway. Again, not too bad. 88% was the average exam result, 144 continued to the next year, and 50 graduates. Thankfully now though, that's kind of the last kind of wave of the students where we've had to reduce the intake for the year. And as you'll see, next year we're going to have 223 students on campus, and the students moving into their 3rd and final year, if we just move over to our student tab, we've got 80 year 3 students coming in. And if we just have a look at our humanities students, we actually have a few already in on an A+, and if they can keep that up towards the end of the year next year, and these guys who are on an A grade can boost theirs, we might actually get this completed in one go. We do need to add in an extra science lab though, so I'm just going to duplicate this one. I know this is supposed to be a staff area, but if we can just put in our science lab here, we'll then put another crematorium in this area here. And that shouldn't cause too much of an issue or create too much of an inflated corridor for our students. Well, it's been another very good year. Things are looking much better now. We've got a couple of queues from students in the library and stuff, and of course we've had another year pretty much of infested space rocks. Nothing to give us a little bit more money. And the very beginning of the year has been quite difficult. We've ended up losing money, dropping into debt, but for now we're looking pretty good. I don't think we're going to need to do any expanding this year. Everything's looking really good. We don't need to build anything new. We've got more course points that we can spend, but as you can see, 8 students from the humanities course have graduated with an A+ grade. We had 10, some of them must have just dropped towards the end of the year, which is a bit of a shame. But let's have a look at our awards. It's been a very good year again, and this year should be much better. So if we have a quick look at our course management, you can see 222 students and largely 64 this time around. 79 coming in next year, and year 1 obviously we haven't yet started. Can we upgrade our course? Yes, we can. We're going to upgrade humanities. We obviously don't have enough capacity on the shuttle, which is a shame. It means we can't take on the amount of students that we would like to. So what I'm going to do is, rather than have my main course affected by it, I'm going to do that, and then that should give us, what, 87 students that we can take on. I'm basically trying to favour the humanities course as much as possible, because the more students we have on that course, the more we're going to be able to look after them a bit better. But actually what we can do is we'll drop it down to about 45 at 70, so let's just boost that a little bit more, because the learning rate is affected as well, as that's just to get another living room. So let's just see if we can even that out a little bit. I don't want to have to build another room if I can help it. There we go. Right, that puts it down to 78. So let's put in another couple of cheesemongery students to take us up to the max capacity. So we've got 80 students coming in. I don't really want to make it too difficult for cheesemongery, because that gives us a lot of income whenever they mine a cheesy heap, so we need to keep that coming in as well. Let's start a new year, and I will see you at the end of the next one. Alright, so we're coming up to the end of year 13, and things are improving a lot here. Everything is kind of a lot more manageable now, and the grades are improving very steadily. Humanities has been a very difficult course to get to an A+ grade. Basically, students need to get and maintain a 90% pass rate on all of their assignments and stuff throughout the year. Obviously, with all of the things impacting their learning, like various kind of issues they can get from interacting with rooms, plus the festering space rocks that we've got, and the invaders, it's been very difficult. But there you go, we're on to 21 of 25 now in our A+ grades. Let's have a look at the awards we've won. Hopefully we'll have had a very good year. Yes, we have 64 graduates, 159 continue, 88% the average grade. Cheesemongery we've not even worried about, because everything has kind of gone very well on that. We've completed another career goal to win academic excellence 20 times. That's done. We'll claim that. Nice and easy. And then, of course, we're not doing any development here. We don't need to expand the campus in any way, shape or form. We're going to begin our new year. And let's see. So, if we have a quick look at what we've kind of got coming in. Year 3, we've got 79. Second year's 80. First year's is starting to build up now, but we're not even going to worry about them. Our main target is year 3's. And it has got to be humanities courses only. Look at the A+ grades we've already got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think it's safe to say, as long as 4 of those maintain a grade. But what I will say is, they've started very high already with a 94% pass rate coming out of their second year. I've not had that yet in this level, nothing that high. We've normally had around about 90. That's been the highest. That was the last batch of second years to come into year 3. And yeah, it's looking really good. Training has gradually been getting pumped out as well, and yeah, all of our upgrades are done. We've pretty much maxed out whatever we can, and it's just a case of playing catch up with our staff and their training, making sure that we're not, you know, over hiring, and managing the issues as they come up. But there's nothing really bad coming up outside of the invaders and the space rocks. So I'm getting a lot more now, the infested space rocks that are coming down. That's pretty much every time we have a meteor shower, it's the infested ones, which is a bit of a shame. I have left a couple of cosmic artifacts from the last time. Basically what I think happens is, if you drop into debt, the next kind of space storm you get will probably be ones that you can mine for coin and extra bits and pieces as well. Anything other than that, if you're in profit or you're making a nice bit of money, you're going to get festering space rocks, which is just the kind of way that it goes. And the other thing that I did to kind of manage things a little bit better was, whenever I had invaders, I'd try and find them and then just pick up a janitor and bring them to the invader instead of waiting for the janitors to find them, because there's a lot of ground to cover, and I am training them all in aerodynamics now, but it's not enough. And I guess the aim would be, if you were to continue to play this long term, like obviously beyond this year when we're going to have definitely finished the level, you would kind of get everyone to level 10 in their prerequisite training sort of stuff, and then start trimming your staff down, because when you have staff that are trained up to max level, you can get by on having a smaller staff profile. There's obviously a limit to the students you can have on campus. I think it's somewhere around about the 225 mark, maybe 250. And once you hit that limit, you don't get any more students on campus, which means all you can do is upgrade your courses. I think that's how it works. I could be wrong. I'm not sure on the capacity numbers for the courses and stuff, and the campus and the map itself. We do have some space that we can develop into, but I'm not going to do that. The campus is pretty happy as it is. It doesn't need any further developments. I think it's looking really good. Our janitors are kind of keeping on top of the maintenance and stuff, and they'll be able to do that a lot easier once they are trained up a little bit more. So all we'll be doing this year is training staff and getting to the end of the year when we'll finally finish the level. So I will see you then. Okay, this is it. We are finally here at the end of year 14. And it's gone very well this year. You can see there's no kind of real maintenance issues. Every student is doing pretty well. Our libraries are a little bit full, which, you know, to be expected. We've got over 200 students on campus, and our libraries can only hold 15. So, yeah, 30 students across the libraries, and we could do with adding a few more in. But that's not too much of an issue. We're definitely going to complete the level. We've got about 9 students on an A+ grade at the moment, coming towards the end, so I think we'll definitely have done it once we tick over. I think the key thing for this level was always going to be getting the teachers leveled up, and just making sure that we always had a good turnover of staff to student ratios, and making sure that there was access to all of the materials. Obviously the humanities course is a very hard one. They need a lot of stuff to interact with, and they need to be able to interact with them whenever they want, with a lot of the stuff requiring access to the showers and a student lounge and a student union. It all builds up because the humanities course is about teaching these aliens how to be human, so it kind of makes sense that it's a difficult course and they need access to so many different things in different rooms. It was just a bit of a hellscape for us, and we had to build up the campus slowly to be able to get to this stage where we're at, because we didn't have, and there we go, we've done it. Ha! Excellent, we've unlocked the Space Critter statue, and we have completed the DLC for this part of 2 Point Campus. So we just kind of have to wait for the next DLC to come out. Obviously, I've got 2 community challenges that I've not yet done. Well, at the time of recording on this episode, I've not yet done them. They are the Valentine's and Christmas ones. So Valentine's ones I'm going to be doing on stream. By the time this episode goes out, you'll have already seen the stream, but I'll then compile it into a quicker episode, and you'll see the challenge mode for that in a week's time or so. And the Christmas one I'm going to do as a little bonus, because I've missed the boat on it being an actual Christmas type of episode, so we'll deal with that anyway. I just want to thank you all again for watching. This one's been a bit of a long one, and we'll have jumped a couple of years ahead here and there, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and got through the frustration of this one with me. So, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Been looking forward to the renovation of the old campus